ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Rumor has it that I think it was in release notes. I'm not sure and I believe, and like I said, don't quote me. I think it's an upcoming uh, patch to World of Tanks that they're going to be turning off team damage when somebody hits you or you hit somebody. I mean, it happens. Like, for instance, you can see in a minute this UD's 03. I have no clue what he was thinking. I mean, obviously he sees what I see, and he could go left, he could go right, he could back to the left. I mean, I'm not directly behind him. I mean, he could have backed to the left. But, I mean, what does he do? Backs right into me. And I mean, team damage, he loses 100 or so hit points, and in a UD's 03, you only got 1,000 hit points, so, you need every hit point that you can, keep. And I just kept pushing him. I mean, if the guy's dumb enough to ram into me, then I'm not going to just, stop. I mean, bam, right there, directly into me. Could have backed to the left, right. Could have went forward, but backs right into me. I'm like, what a dumb shit. I mean, I went straight forward. I didn't turn at all, straight forward. So, obviously, it's supposed to be whoever is going the fastest gets penalized. Well, I guess I was going faster than him because I was penalized several hundred credits for his stupidity, his dumb mistake of ramming into me, and I get penalized for his stupidity. And, he's got an E100. I mean, did he think I'm just going to stop and go, oh, yeah, well, try, I guess, push me? I know, the moron keeps trying to push me. As I'm going forward, he's trying to go backwards into me. So I said, fine. I just kept pushing him. Finally, the moron figured out, oh, I got a forward gear or something, and he takes off and goes on his merry way. But he's already down to 986, hit points from 1,000. So he's lost, if somebody's shooting HE at him, that might be the difference of him getting destroyed and not destroyed. I mean, he didn't have the best win rate in the world. I mean, he was all right. Don't get me wrong. Yellow stats, he's okay. I mean, so he's got a few, probably 1,000 matches under his belt. Yeah, well, actually several. He's got 34,000. He's got actually more battles than I do. He's got 34,000 battles and doesn't know enough when somebody's in front of him not to ram into him to go directly straight back. He's got a win rate of 882. That's my old badge number when I used to be a cop. 50% win rate. So, I mean, he's a decent player. I mean, what possessed him to just literally ram into me? You can see me, I'm following this Yagzilla here, and then finally I'm like, I know, I don't want to do the same thing to him on accident. I better cut to the left. I didn't mean to push him up in the bushes like that, but I think he was actually trying to set up to get shots off there, because I believe it's an M103 goes by up there in a little bit, and he puts right over there, and he like deletes over 1,000 hit points off that M103 in a little bit here. So, that's a good thing. If you got the camo rating, or you got the shell velocity, and you do a good amount of damage, if you can hit stuff from over there like that, like you'll see something over there in a minute, just lose a butt ton of hit points. Oh, it was a Pershing. 947. So that Pershing, this guy, 3/4 of his health gone in one hit. You gotta love the big boomsticks. Guy in the Yagzella there, Eric, he had a hell of a game. He did like close to 6,500 damage. I was pretty impressed. Very good game. But anyways, it's only myself and the MX-30 coming over this way, so I'm hitting 5, help, asking for people to come this way. Some people do actually come this way. I was very surprised. Normally, you can hit help about 1,000 times and no one comes this way. But, yeah, back to the damage issue here. You'll see me take a couple shots that were plain stupid. I just didn't aim good, or I was using heat. I always load a heat shell premium round, and I meant to aim up, hit down, knocked him in his tracks, so did no damage, of course. But I was switching back and forth between heat and standard rounds, because, a lot of your, your bat chat, you hit that with a heat round. Half the time you frickin' bounce, no damage, so I wanted to make sure I had an AP round loaded for that bat chat if I seen him too, and sure enough, I was lucky enough to get a shot off the bat chat with an AP round loaded, and I was hit him for 900 and something and caught him on fire. So over 1,000 damage in one shot. It was kind of nice, considering normally you hit him with a heat round and basically does nothing. Bounces or tracks, eats it or whatever. But anyways, back to team damage. So yeah, I was reading and release notes for I don't believe it's 920, the new one coming out. I think it might be the next patch after that. Oh, and I saw here in a second the guy saying fall back. It was actually was that Eric and Yagzella there. Gonna try getting a shot at the 100, which I think I eventually do here in a second. Get a shot at him and back up. I back up because I'm seeing two tank destroyers and a medium behind me. And my best thing is to back up and get some support from these guys. So I do. But I actually I usually don't watch this area. I'm either watching literally what's in front of me and my mini map. So when somebody's typing something to me, 90% of the time I don't see it, but I just happen to look over to the left because I was looking at the left side of my map, so I didn't back into the Yag Tiger, and I saw that, a few minutes ago, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, I see what you're saying, I'll back up, sure. And I get a shot on the E100 here. So myself and the Yagzella hit him for a pretty good amount of health. He's down to 901. But so yeah, I'm not sure which patch it's coming in, but team damage, to what I understand, and I believe it's for just standard random battles and your other battle types, the random battles and where are we got encounter, assault, and they'll probably, I imagine, add it to the new one, that 30 versus 30 map. But I think that would be a nice thing to do. Take off team damage. So, if you got an idiot that decides he's going to shoot just because he wants to be an idiot, you don't lose, let's say he's an E100, you're not going to lose 700-800 of your health because somebody's just being a douchebag. If they shoot you, it's not going to do anything. So shoot me all day long, big deal. Maybe that would take care of the team damage where people ram into you or shoot you because they get pissed at you, or ram into you on purpose to push you out of the way. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think it's going to make things better or make things worse? Do you think somebody's going to get pissed off and be like, well, I can't shoot him because I ain't going to do nothing to him. I could ram into him. It's not going to damage him, but I can push him all day long. So do you think people, no matter what way they go, you're going to have your asshats that do stuff to just make the game miserable for you once in a while. So are they going to just push out bridges or push out in front of the enemy? Which if they do something like that, maybe they can somehow have it in effect to where they can figure out if somebody's pushing you. I don't know. Maybe if they take the team damage off, they can turn on the World of Tanks complaint system again. Not this automatic turn them in because it doesn't do anything. You get a copy and paste message saying, we know they did this, but due to our policy, we can't tell you what we did to them, which is a bunch of crap. They just don't do anything to them, I don't believe. But so if they turn off team damage, the worst that's going to happen is somebody can push you, which they could push you out in front of the enemy, which that would suck. But then you got to look at it this way. If they, then you might have people trying to push you or flip you over, and they're going to mess with you. But they do that anyways, team damage or not. The way I look at it is maybe if they got the team damage turned off, then, if they shoot you, it's not gonna hurt you at all. If they ram into you, that's not gonna hurt you at all. So you got a couple bonuses there. And no matter what, you get people that are going to mess with you. They mess with you now regardless of team damage being on. So if it's on or off, you got people shooting you on your own team just because they're buttholes. Bad shot there by me at the bat chat. But, I'm trying to use AP in the E100 as much as I can. Okay, so if they turn team damage off, there's a couple advantages. Like I said, you don't have to worry about losing hit points or somebody rams into you on accident like in the beginning of the match here. You're not going to get penalized. No matter what way you go, you're going to have your butthole teammates, that are going to push into you. That's that shot I was talking about in the bat chat. If I'd had a heat round, more than likely his track would have eaten it or would have bounced and done nothing. So if they turn it off, I think personally that would be a very great, an awesome thing. So if somebody does accidentally, because I've accidentally shot people. I accidentally shot an E75 that was a guy from, I think it was G, or it was one of the bigger clans, Mahu, something like that. Complete accident. I meant to turn my turret, and when I did, I had bumped my mouse button because my mouse is very sensitive. I bumped the key for the shooting, and boom, took off I got lucky and it didn't take off as much as it normally would. But it still took off 900 hit points off these 75 on my own team. It was a complete accident. And the guy got pissed and started shooting me, and he was calling me a dick. And I'm like, dude, and the whole time I'm typing, hey, I'm sorry, it was an accident. I didn't mean to. But they don't care. So if team damage wouldn't have been turned on, yeah, I could have shot him on accident, wouldn't have done anything. He wouldn't have cared. So he wouldn't have been pissed. I wouldn't have been pissed because now he's shooting me in the ass because he's mad at me. So, problem solved, problem taken care of. You don't have two people getting pissed at each other, shooting each other on purpose because they're mad over an accident. And regardless, even if they don't turn it off and they leave it the way it is now, where, you shoot somebody in your team, you damage them, you still have the people that, they ram you or they hit you on purpose or push you out in front of friendlies. And then you've got the new, like the UD's 03 and the ST 103B and the 103-0 that the angles of the rear, you get other Swedish tank destroyers are the same that come up behind them or other tanks and they push them and roll them over. If they you're still going to have people doing that regardless of if they shut team damage off or not. But, yeah, I was reading that somewhere. I wish I could find it so I could kind of clip it on here and show you. But, yeah, that would be an awesome thing if they would actually keep that turned off permanently so that team damage is a thing of the past. But anyways, if you've got any thoughts on that, let me know down below in the comments and see what you say. Hope you enjoyed the video. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.